Watanabe.
Did you take him down yet?
No. We're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there. Hello?
Parker, where are you? We must run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee arrives.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise. Better wrap this up quick than get to my real job. Looks like Yuri called in the cavalry.
Backup! 1032, Times Square. Officers under fire.
Bring in the hammer.
Morning, guys! Who's ready for their hot, fresh cup of bodily harm? Gotta warn you, I'm feeling punchy today. Next customer. This doesn't look good.
Somebody just shoot him!
Man, Fisk has a lot of guys on his payroll.
Spider-Man, what's your status?
Almost done here. You?
We're about to go in!
Be there soon. Can't wait to see Willie's face when you slap the cuffs on him. Okay, Yuri. All done. What's happening? Yuri? Yuri! I knew Fisk wouldn't go quietly.
Get more backup. And lock down the airspace.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Yes! He's the day, Willie! Heads up! Hey, where you going? Catch! I'll clear a path. Follow me!
Get out of here, Spider-Man! Stop this!
Sorry to break it to you, but you do not got this, buddy.
What's Spider-Man doing here? He's gonna mess everything up!
Oh, thanks for the confidence boost, guys.
Get him! What the hell was that?
I guess this is what they call a hostile workplace.
Come on, bring him down already! Eat that!
Gotta take those shooters out.
Watch out!
I think that's all of them.
Come on, come on! They shut the elevators down! Take the stairs!
I prefer a more direct approach.
Spider-Man, status.
Heading to the upper floors, and hoping nobody turns on the elevators.
Our choppers are taking fire. Looks like Fisk has armed men on every floor.
He's desperate.
And he's hitting us with everything he's got.
I have to find him and end this.
Not yet. We just picked up chatter. They're wiping all their data servers. We need that evidence if we want to put him away for good.
Okay, server room it is.
Hostiles, next floor up!
That's my cue. Call from May. Better answer. Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Watching a superhero movie. What's up?
I just wanted to make sure we're still on for dinner tomorrow night.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
Well, okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Lock them in!
Hold him so he can't jump around!
How exactly do you think this ends well for you? On to the next one.
You got this! Get back down here!
He's webbing!
Back him!
Regret your life choices yet? Gotta find that server room before there's no evidence left. If I go in this way, they'll destroy all the evidence. I should look for a sneaky way in. There we go. Huh. It's like my own private ventrance. Fisk may be a dirty criminal, but he has remarkably clean air vents.
Hurry up. The boss wants everything erased. Can't make it delete any faster.
They're so cute when they're oblivious.
Halfway there. Need another minute or two. You think the cops know where we are?
Is this tech support? I forgot my password.
Spider-Man!
Don't let him near the console!
Boss is getting tired of you.
Hold him back!
Warning. Full deletion imminent.
Stall him! The system's still purging!
And I thought the IT guys at my last job were rude.
Boss is high.
Gotta access that console before everything's gone. Let's see just how good their security is. Aw, you guys forgot the latest kernel patch.
Hiding in the server room. Cowardly. Even for you.
Says the guy frantically erasing his search history.
After all these years, you're still just an ignorant child.
True, but that's part of my charm, isn't it?
Damn you. Get that door down now! Get past him. Destroy everything. Look around you. I did this. What have you ever done that mattered?
Well, there was that time I took down a pompous, overstuffed crime lord before breakfast.
Without me, the scum I kept in check will run rampant. Your fault.
Been a long, tough road, Fisk. Almost sad to see it end.
Mere prelude.
We'll get ready for the main event. Yuri, an explosion just...
I saw it. Fisk could have the whole place wired. I'm sending in a bomb unit.
I'll make sure no one gets... I think that's all of it.
It's clear! Move up!
Hey guys, I guess bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan? Sounds like they're trapped.
You go after them. We'll look for the bombs.
Help! Somebody!
Everyone clear out! Evacuate the building!
I heard more people back that way.
I'll find them.
Spider-Man! We can't move! We're pinned down!
I'll lift it. When you're free, get out fast. If you can walk, help the injured. Got it?
Go, go, go!
Thank you! He did it! Let's go!
Okay, Willie. Coming your way.
Spider-Man, it's Yuri.
How we doing, Captain?
Could be better. Our choppers took a beating. We just had to ground our last one. If Fisk calls in a chopper, we have no one to stop it from landing.
And no one to chase him if he flies away.
Why do I get the feeling that's what he was planning all along?
Because he probably was. Damn. Uh-oh.
Incoming!
Yuri, get EMTs up. That's enough out of you.
More rockets? A little excessive, don't you think?
We're trying.
What? Is it National Rocket Day or something? Gotcha!
Man, how'd the bomb squad guys get through this?
Get him!
Settle down. I've got enough for everybody.
I'll teach you some respect! Get back down here!
Okay, room is clear. Bomb squad must be somewhere ahead. Hope they're okay. You guys all right?
We were just about to call for backup.
I think I'm it.
Lead the way. We'll be right behind you. Heads up, boss.
So you guys were in bed with Fisk all along? Oh no, I'll never get that image out of my head! Get him! Take him out!
So your plan didn't work. On to plan B, getting kicked in the face.
Can't let him get in the arm! Just shoot him all!
Hey, Yuri. Looks like some of your guys were on Fisk's payroll. Good news is, they were Willie's last line of defense. I'm right outside his office.
Take him down. Now.
With pleasure. Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between spider and man.
Get the chopper ready. I won't be long. I'm surprised you made it this far. But your foolishness ends now.
You do know I can still see you, right?
8 years of this insolence.
Oh, for me? You shouldn't have! Gotta wait for an opening. It's reloading.
What are you doing? How is this happening?
What's wrong, Willie? You seem angry.
I will destroy you!
Take your best shot. That gave me an opening.
everything that's wrong with this city!
Huh. I was gonna say the same to you.
You know what to do, men!
Surround him! Everyone engage! You want some?
You... I don't want excuses! What do I pay you for?
Get the bar!
No! I can handle myself! Imbecile! Where are the reinforcements?
Oh no, boss.
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later. Finally off to Rikers, huh? You know, I think you've got more enemies in there than I do.
If you think this will be more than a minor inconvenience...
Whoop, gotta go. Hey, good luck, Willie. I have a feeling you're...
Idiot! I'm the one who kept order in this city! 1 month! In 1 month you'll wish you had me back!
The Kingpin is heading to prison. End of an era. I feel like I should celebrate. Maybe take a vacation.
Parker, where are you? The committee will be here soon. We need to run an equipment check.
I'm almost there. Blocks away.
Guess I'll just do it myself.
No, don't. It's not safe. Gotta love Doc's enthusiasm, but sometimes it gets him into trouble. Better get there before he hurts himself. I'm sorry I'm late. Whoa. You started without me.
The grant committee's director will be here soon. It's fine, Parker. I invented this equipment. I think I can handle it.
Power damper. Oh, man. Maybe we should abort.
Not yet.
Hold on! Dr. Octavius, are you okay?
Another setback. But we're close.
Is anyone hurt?
No, it was all my fault.
The energy levels exceeded our expectations. From a certain viewpoint, that's a very positive development.
It doesn't smell very positive.
I assure you, in the next phase...
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Is there somewhere else we can discuss this?
Maybe you should take the rest of the day off, Peter. But we'll talk later.
That was a disaster. How could the dampener have failed? I know Doc said take the day off, but I have to figure out what went wrong.
Okay, so as far as I can tell, the microphone is on again. I've actually got my computer running the broadcast.
Ooh, you are in bad shape, little guy.
So it looks like all the talking I've been doing up to this point has been completely meaningless, but I am sorry about that. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm not one worth hearing. A friend of mine told me that it would be far more interesting and engaging if I actually included commentary in my playthroughs. So, think of part 1 as a test run, and I'll improve the footage as I go along. I'll maybe even buy some more equipment for recording.
If I had been here to do the pre-check, I would have caught this. Got it. Okay, need to reroute servo control.
By the way, another reason I personally think that my style of playing games is kind of boring is because I tend to draw out the length by continually pursuing singular objectives. And so that often makes it difficult for my friends to play games with me because I tend to really fixate on certain details that don't need much attention. But, you know, to me, it makes the game a lot more fun.
Next. And now rebalance the voltage.
Wait, I think I did that wrong. Hold on. Yeah, my brain forgot how to do basic math for a second.
Finished.
I'm actually trying to build one of these in my spare time, by the way, so that's fun.
Let's see if that worked. Good as new.
Cool. Man,
Doc's
that's
been
awesome.
testing new materials for the prosthetics. He asked me to review his work if I had time. May as well dig in now. I think we've got samples of every type of prosthetic in existence. Our first volunteer subject, Lance Corporal Texador. Lost his arm overseas and now just
Sounds like
wants to
a
hug
really
his daughter
cool
again.
name, actually. I'm also going to be trying to get used to some of the basic controls again since I've been playing games like Batman and Death Stranding and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
We're trying to improve the prosthetics hardware. I should review what Doc's been developing and double-check his work. Doc was trying to improve the actuator's granularity.
By the way, if you guys have tips for how I can get better at this game's combat, maneuverability, and so on, then please leave them in the comments.
Nice. Super smooth response. See if we can tune the prosthetics grip force.
I'm also kind of a massive loser, and I don't have like an actual social media. I can't do English today. following. So this is going to be my primary method of communication with my audience, or lack thereof. I might just be spending all my time talking to myself on here.
Bone-crushing handshakes, at least.
Today's the day. Grant review. We're ready. The work has progressed at a remarkable pace. I honestly never thought we'd get the tensile actuator back to an acceptable tolerance. But Parker...
All these tools are so awesome.
Has an eye for guerrilla science like none other. Just as I was ready to order a custom machine...
This is a sanding machine?
He returned from the hardware store with a bottle of solvent and a toothbrush. Bang. Actuator problem resolved. The boy is a genius. A chronically late genius. It's already 10 after. Where is he? Surely he couldn't have forgotten today's review.
Sorry I let you down, Doc.
Peter, thank you again for doing these blind reviews.
New York City pizza. Man, I gotta try some of that one day. I hope I can go to New York.
I felt an itch in the back of my brain. Is this really the best method of limb replacement? Silly, I know, but I keep thinking, might there be another way?
Cool. Yeah, I've actually heard it said that a lot of these spectrographs are pretty much the most boring part of this game, and I am on board with that. I just sort of think that they don't need to be thrown out, but augmented. Like, the game is very cinematic in nature, and I would really like it if they just included more of that when they ran through these spectrographs.
Tell Doc to keep looking for other materials. Alright, I should get out of here before I screw things up for Doc even more.
Hold on, I want to see if there are actually more additional ones. Okay, good. Because sometimes the game tells me that, and then they're not there, so I waste my time.
What was Doc working on with this?
Yeah. I actually, okay, so I was watching Reploid Revo yesterday, which is one of my favorite channels ever. Check him out, please. And he was going over Zero, the murderous Reploid from the Mega Man X series, who eventually, you know, becomes a Maverick Hunter, so it wasn't all bad. But basically, he was trying to explain how the Cataclysm theory is a very flawed one at heart. It's basically the idea that Zero is responsible for killing the entire classic cast. And so, you know, so basically characters like Mega Man and Roll and Rush and Dr. Light himself and even Wily. And so he believes that rather than explaining how Zero experienced an extreme personality flip, by saying that he was simply restrained in a capsule by Wily, who, you know, was dead according to the Cataclysm theory. He believes that it could actually be compared to the Civilizations series of games. They're strategy-based games. I've never played them, but what he described was incredibly interesting to me. He says that one of the world leaders in that game, since it is a game based off of civilizations throughout time, and gives you the chance to influence their eventual outcome. That sounded redundant, sorry. He was saying that Mahatma Gandhi was actually one of the world leaders in that game. And what's interesting about him is that he has an aggression level of 0. So each leader has an aggression level that they stand at, and you can do things to lower them and bring the world to peace. But when you do something to calm Gandhi, you know, even though he's already the most chill guy in the world, the game cannot necessarily register a negative aggression level, meaning that if you attempt to do something kind in order to lower his aggression level that is already at 0, the game will read it at as a very aggressive action that we perform, and will actually set his aggression level to maximum. And it's honestly hilarious for me to know that, because it makes sense that that would happen to Zero, but it also is incredibly funny that that video game actually screws over its players that hard. Like, it literally just kills you if you do anything to try and please Gandhi.
Is that right? Tell me, are you a police officer? Prosecutor? Maybe an award-winning reporter with decades on the job like me?
No, I'm a plumber.
Oh, good. Then fix my toilet and shut up! Let me explain something to you about
he is
crime.
not a nice
As soon as one
man.
goes down, every punk with a gun, a tracksuit, and a drawer full of gold chains decides he's the next godfather. We're gonna have a gang war in the streets, but does that whip-headed moron give a damn? Of course not. He got on TV. That's what counts.
Yeah, well, I can get copper pipe without paying kickbacks now. So till that gang war starts, I'm on the webhead side.
And you'll be singing a different tune when 3 new mobs are lining up to charge you triple for that same pipe. Or just break your legs. Goodbye!
Someday, Joe.
Alright. Let's see here.
Now that you quit smoking, what do you tell people when you come up here?
That I need
I
a break
love
from
her
their
reaction. It just seems so human to me.
Fair enough. So, why'd you call? Need a date to the policeman's ball?
crap. You got a black and white suit? No ball this year anyway. We spent too much
I actually
integrating
know
Oscorp
people
surveillance
who
tech.
react
Worth
to
it
me
though,
the
right?
same way
was.
that they react to
Till an hour
Spider-Man.
ago.
Actually, one of my
System.
friends reacts that way every
City
time I
bomb.
get injured,
Every
which,
tower.
by the way, I have a habit of
Tell me
doing
someone
that.
sabotaged the central server, and now all the towers are offline.
Actually, I think I injured my foot again.
Inside job?
Maybe. We'll figure it out later. Right now, we need to get the towers back online. Fast.
And you called me? Aw, that's sweet.
I called someone I could trust. Plus, the signals are scrambled and we have no idea how to fix it.
Ooh. I love a challenge.
You break it, you buy it.
I thought you trusted me.
Cool.
Let's take a look at this tower. Input bands have been shifted. Subtle.
Okay, so, big warning here. This is where the gameplay will get really boring if you're watching. And, you know, if you're this kind of person. I am going to literally be scouting out the city and accomplishing this particular side mission to the maximum before I continue on to the next main
Data
objective.
in the area now. Looks like there's a break-in happening near me.
Great. I've got units nearby.
Don't bother. I'm on it.
Do it! Watch my back.
You know, you'd think they'd wait until nighttime to do this. I get that it's sunset, but they must be really anxious to get in this
Sure
building.
these guys didn't forget their keys.
It's funny that the game always stops to tell me that, because I'm already at the point where my web strike basically powers straight through that bar. Alright, let's get creative. And he's still conscious. Not anymore. Not bad.
Okay, wrapped up.
Thanks for that. Now I'm seeing an assault near you.
You're in luck, Yuri. Your favorite tough but lovable, grizzled, seen-too-much detective is in town.
What? No. You promised you wouldn't do that any...
Spider Cop.
Please, no.
This is hilarious. I actually saw a clip of Yuri Lowenthal at a convention doing his Spider Cop voice, and it made me burst out laughing. It was the best thing ever.
So you're the snitch.
Back off, creep.
Yep, she's the one.
I said back off! Leave me alone!
Man, dude, these guys are punks.
Get away from her!
Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can just... He's still down, right? Okay, cool. Sorry about that, I broke a payphone.
Walk away now, or she's dead.
So you undid your restraints after I kicked you at full power in the face. Or actually, sorry, I performed a lucha libre takedown on you. I didn't kick you in the face. I did just punch you in the face, though.
All clear, ma'am.
I knew Jameson was wrong about you. You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
Have you got somewhere to go?
I can take care of myself.
I'm sure you can, but just in case, there's a place called the Feast Center.
Seen it. I don't want charity.
They got the best wheat cakes in the city, hands down.
Mom used to make those. Haven't had any in a long time. I'll check it out. Thanks, Spider Guy.
It's Spider-Man. That one. Should be able to spot the next tower from up there.
Okay, so rather than running up the wall, I will just perform the hyper jump.
From his elevated position.
Even though Spider-Man couldn't technically see the tower from that height because...
Are you narrating yourself?
Actually, Spider-Man, he doesn't have Miguel O'Hara's accelerated vision, but his eyesight is definitely improved in terms of his visual, not acuity, but in terms of what he can see in detail, his senses have definitely been boosted. I also don't know about his ears, though.
Towers are picking up all kinds of RFID signals now, including one nearby. What is that? Oh, wow. One of my old backpacks from high school.
One of the 55 bags from high school.
I wonder how many of these are scattered around the city.
Yeah, so this is where the game is going to get super tedious for any of you that hate that sort of completionist attitude.
Still there? Got a robbery a few blocks away.
Spider Cop's on it. Part man, part spider, all cop.
Open the safe. Do it.
Hey, fellas.
Ah! Spider-Man! Shoot him!
Spider-Man? Where? Oh, me, of course. Oh.
More of them? Guys, if you worked this hard at a legit job, you wouldn't need to be criminals.
You're gonna regret
Yeah.
Man, I think that Spider-Man has heard lines from criminals so many times that it would actually be a legitimate question to ask if they all meet up, like every criminal, everyone that he meets, to have a convention about which cheesy, overused line to use next.
All right, Yuri. I'm gonna repair the last Chinatown tower now.
Don't you mean Spider Cop's gonna repair it?
Been doing a little thinking, Yuri. Policing's a young man's game, and Spider Cop, well, he's no spring chicken.
Please be going where I think you're going.
As of today, Spider Cop is officially retired.
Oh, thank God. I need a drink.
We'll all... drink tonight, Yuri. Drink to the memory of Spider Cop's tireless... Yuri? Yuri, you there? Guess the emotion of the moment overwhelmed her.
Sorry about the pause. I had a notification come up from my high school. Since, this COVID-19 thing, we've had to do everything online.
Not good. Can't have people taking pictures of my 3 chest hairs. Tools I need for suit repair at the lab. Wonder if Dr. Octavius is left for the day.
Okay. I mean, I could end the stream here if I'm mean, but you know what? I'll make you guys suffer along with me. You're gonna watch me collect all these backpacks and cycle through all these towers.
Should I head back to the lab for cleanup?
No. I'm stepping out for dinner anyhow. We'll resume tomorrow. Short break, then back to creating the future.
Man, dude, the traversal mechanics in this game, I love them. And I've had this game since it first came out. They still get to me to this day. By the way, the only Spider-Man game that I think surpasses this one in terms of traversal mechanics is Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So if you haven't played that game, try to get your hands on it. In a legal way, of course. Please don't go and commit crimes in my name. Or in anyone's name, for that matter. It is wrong to commit crimes regardless of whose name you commit them in. I gotta stop killing my momentum like that. Oh, crime. Hey, we were just talking about those, right?
Gentlemen, afraid I've got to ask you to leave the store.
Hi. You, sir. Stick around.
Hope crime would decline post-Fisk. Might have been too optimistic.
I gotta remember that there are specific requirements for some of these. Like, okay, that's another thing. I know I don't have to fulfill the requirements since I've beaten this game 10 million times, but I still want to.
Spider-Man, the situation's under control.
So if you find that irritating, I am super sorry. That's just how I roll. I can't believe I just used that term. I feel like such a millennial, even though all my friends call me an old man.
This Muppet was prejudiced. Just saying.
Incident was reported near Trinity.
It's weird because you can still see where the crimes are, so it doesn't eliminate the need for the system, but it does make it feel rather redundant.
Try and guess how I feel about bullets.
I also have to do this in the most repetitive way possible because I'm literally too strong in the game to be fighting them as I normally would. Like, I have to be fighting the Hammerhead thugs in the DLC in order to actually feel challenged in the slightest, because I can knock them out in about 3 hits. And that's not me trying to brag. I really hate bragging. It's just that the game's difficulty curve kind of stops existing once you get to a certain point. Okay, let's go find the next towers. I'm gonna go right past the workplace. I also don't collect things as I go along. I collect them in spades. Sorry, sections.
Reported in progress. Officers needed at Tribeca. Please copy.
Aw, you guys are like little kingpins in training. So cute.
Chill, dude. Calm down. There you go. See? Still a dude up here. Hi. Boom! Chinese hook kick. That's my favorite one.
Drugs are maybe my most disliked criminal activity. Definitely top 5. Or bottom 5.
Can you actually... So, if you have a most disliked list, can you have tops and bottoms to it? Because they're all technically at the bottom, universally speaking.
It's not really a lie if I put web designer on my resume, is it?
That I would consider a lie, because you didn't design what that particular noun is describing.
All units, report of a break-in. Backup requested near Trinity. Over.
You guys don't look like locksmiths.
I love that one too. See, I love the ones where Spider-Man gets extremely creative with his movements.
You'd be going away for a lot longer.
I think if there's one thing I love more than the finishers in terms of the combat, it's the synergy. Everything in this game works with something else, and the combat is far more movement than combo-based. Multiple reports. I wonder if that means that, like, multiple people are calling it in, or that these guys have been around town doing that. Either way, they have to be stopped. Ow! You hurt me. Calm down. Ow! Yeah, see, I am really rusty.
That's it? I feel like the hold-up guys are phoning it in lately.
If I had to improve one thing about the combat, though, it's the aerial fights. Those are really boring and uninspired, and they're not a ton of fun to watch. Also, Kalena, if you end up watching this stream in particular, you're never gonna let me live it down. I don't think any of my friends that watch me comment on a Spider-Man game will let me live it down. Because my nickname, or actually for one of my friends, my actual name is Spider-Man now. I think I've done enough to earn the title. I definitely need to get outside and train some more, though. It's been really hard with this whole COVID thing. I've started abbreviating. I should just say the coronavirus. It's not actually that much harder to say than the word itself. Sorry, I said word itself. I should say abbreviated form of the word. Narcotic sale.
Get him. You can't take us all.
He's in the air. What do we do?
Hate to tell you this, but you aren't better than this. Did I? I mean, I don't think Spider-Man got up today asking to be beat up.
Drugs are maybe my most disliked criminal activity. Definitely top 5.
Of course, perhaps they know something that I don't. They are NPCs in the video game. It's so strange that Spider-Man flees from active crime scenes because he's, you know, he tries to keep the cops at a distance for fear that they will shoot him. But he's actively going to these particular spots, you know, the hubs of the police, and fixing their towers for them. You'd think that that'd give him enough reason to, you know, stay off his back about that, but, you know, no.
All units advised, vehicle pursuit is in progress. Incident was reported near the meatpacking district.
She can talk to me! Young man, I will...
Man, this is always super hard for me to pull off the first time. Because I'm really trying my best right now to avoid being just like damaged and to stop the car safely. Okay, looks like I did both on the first try. Good. Also, if you guys have any more recommendations on video games, I do sometimes play rated M games, but they've got to be,
Hey, we don't need you here right now, alright?
they have to be in that range of appropriation. Like, obviously Death Stranding is a rated M game, but, you know, it's not gross about it either.
Possible drug deal in progress. Nearest unit approach with caution. Officers, please converge on Longacre.
I am also trying to limit the amount of rated M stuff that I see. I think it's just not good for me. Also, for my next art piece, I'm thinking of drawing some friends of mine. I do that from time to time. I've actually drawn a picture of a couple friends of mine by this point, one of which loves to actively try to kill me. Yeah, she's always threatening to throw wrenches at me and stuff. She's like Winry Rockbell from the Full Metal Alchemist, but she's also not my love interest, so I'm not, you know, not a perfect analogy for that. I might change up my suit choice, though. By the way, let me know if there's a particular suit that you guys would prefer to see me swing around in. Of course, there's still nobody watching this, so... I also don't have a set schedule for when I plan to be releasing live streams, so I will develop one. It's just going to take some time because I'm still trying to finish up my high school, and I need to balance it out so I'm not like sitting around all day. I actually spent about 8 hours between last night and today working on my latest art project, which premiered about an hour ago.
Would you look at that? Half the crime tower's back up already.
When Spider Cop's on the job, come hell or high water, the job gets...
Nope.
She'd never admit it, but the chief was warming up to Spider Cop. His casual disregard for by-the-book thinking was a breath of fresh air. She'd come around. Someday.
Man, that web strike is satisfying. That's why I wish it was more like the Web of Shadows version, because that version was incredibly satisfying, just as satisfying as this, but it allowed you to traverse the environment while simultaneously breaking people's noses. By the way, if you want to watch a good review of that game, I'd recommend watching Godzilla Mendoza's reviews, or White Light's. White Light really liked that game, actually. I might listen to my podcast later on today. I did not invent a podcast. I would like to do that. I'm going to listen to the Bible Project podcast later if I have some time. Upper West Side coverage completed. Alright, why don't we change up the suit then? Since I have access to all of them. Alright, so there's the classic suit, repaired, noir suit, the Scarlet Spider. I know that I don't necessarily like Tom Holland's Spider-Man the best, but I did like his suit. Why don't we... Sure, we'll go with this one. Yeah, this feels really light.
Reported kidnapping. Available officers, move in on Manhattanville.
You know, when you think about it, what Spider-Man is doing right here is kind of an homage to the Superior Spider-Man run done by Dan Slott. Not necessarily because, you know, the act of being prepared is not something that Peter ever does, but the act of preparing for crimes in this way is actually something that the Superior Spider-Man attempted to do by manufacturing his own spider robots. I forget exactly which issue number that is, but if you like Dan Slott and if you like the Superior Spider-Man, I definitely recommend going over to check that out. I know that Dan Slott is definitely not the most popular writer, especially for Spider-Man in particular. He has done a couple things that I'm not gonna lie, I hate.
Everyone's staring. Don't tell me I have battle damage, bud.
But all in all, I think Dan Slott did do some things right. There was just a lot of other things that he needed to do more right.
Active drug deal reported. Any units in the vicinity, please respond. Incident occurred in...
Better repair this suit before it falls apart even more.
Hey guys. I meant to... Okay, wait. Nice, dodge window. And dodge back. And trip line.
Okay,
Gotta catch up. Just drop me off at the jail. No reason.
Is he gonna... Okay. I love the animation for the one where Spider-Man kicks them from the car, but it's the hardest quick-time event to pull off in the entire game.
Stuffing out of dealers is my anti-drug. I called you guys a ride. It'll be the one with the flashing red and blue light.
I think it's because Spider-Man doesn't necessarily have a lot of time to prepare his body when he performs that particular animation. And so it was Insomniac trying to really emphasize that he is straining himself to stop the car in that specific way. How long have I been? Oh, I've been streaming for an hour. Cool. Yeah, so maybe tomorrow I'll throw out another video, just, you know, perk up your ears for that. And then it might be a couple more days before I release another art piece, because I am tired.
Yeah. We've got a situation involving civilians trapped in their vehicles. Officers needed in Yorkville.
Not that.
Don't panic. I'm here.
Yeah, this actually, in terms of like what Spider-Man is wearing on his hands, I really like red and black as a color scheme.
Okay, people are safe. I should clear out some.
So it's not that I don't have respect for Spider-Man's primary outfit, it's just that I really love red and black as a color scheme for the character, and I personally wear that a lot. Actually, my friends have told me that when I make my own Spider-Man costume, see when, not if, that I should include red and black in the primary design, because that's often what they see me wearing the most. I'm not sure if that's because, I know that became my favorite color combination. I don't think it has always been that way, though. Man, dude, these animations are super fluid.
Hey, before you go, can you
207, repeat, 207. Kidnapping reported. Officers near Vanderbilt, be advised.
And zip, I love that. That animation is super satisfying. So is that one! That's 2 in 1 go! Upper East Side coverage completed. Okay, it looks like the whole city is nearly under Spider-Man's surveillance. I mean, okay, I don't think it's technically wrong for Spider-Man to actively want to protect his city. I can understand why some people would see it as an invasion of privacy for him to be hacking into the cell phone towers.
10:30, active robbery in progress. Location is Museum Mile, over.
Because those crime towers do actually use everyone's cell phones as a pinging method.
Gentlemen, afraid I've got to ask you to leave the store.
Ah! Yeah, I am getting hit a bunch on this stream. I will do better next time.
Kind of crazy
I
to
promise.
run the storefront the city Spider-Man protects.
Yikes. Man, that's like a tough one to clear. I guess it makes sense that you'd need Wi-Fi coverage at a park. I mean, who isn't on their phone these days?
Officers be advised, a mugging was just reported.
On my way.
Incident was reported in Central Park.
Come on, come on, come on. Okay. What do we have to, okay. You know what? I'm gonna change things up a bit. I want to use a suit that I don't use very often.
That's a holdup. Who wants a picture?
Nice one. And the red eyes look really cool. Cool.
That's
Bad.
it.
Combo
I feel
28.
like the holdup guys are phoning it in lately.
Yeah, Spider-Man says that's it, like matter-of-factly, and as though that was easy for him. In truth, I personally am struggling because I haven't had to play combat like this very intensely in a while. In terms of a combative scenario, though, I think that the game shines when all of, like, the Sable agents and the prisoners are out on the streets, because that is when it genuinely feels like Spider-Man is being pulled in, like, every single direction, and you've got to respond to each and every threat immediately. That really makes you feel like you are Spider-Man.
Only cowards assault a helpless person like that. You want to fight? It's your lucky day. Oh what? It's not fun getting beat up? Well,
That was
sit with
really
that for a while.
satisfying. That spin kick, by the way, I've attempted that before. I think I rolled my ankle when I did, and it hurt a lot. It'd be a real treat to get to stand on the top of some of these buildings. I didn't mean to do that.
Officers respond. We have a kidnapping in progress. Incident is active near Grand Central.
Grand Central Terminal. Is it Grand Central Station or Terminal?
It's all good, Spidey. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this last tower back online, and then I think I'll log off for this stream. But tune in tomorrow. It'll probably be sometime around noon or in the afternoon when I launch the next stream. But yeah, once that happens, I will be going on a backpack marathon as I attempt to collect every backpack in the city that Spider-Man has left lying around for the last 8 years. But yeah, tune in for that next time, and I will see you guys then. Or I guess I won't see you, I will read from you.